Hey everybody, Z Garcia here, and today I'm going to be comparing the brand new edition of Campy Creatures. This is 3rd edition basically, but it's Campy Creatures Volume 1 they're calling. This is what's available right now, with the previous edition of Campy Creatures, already 2nd edition, as you see right there. The very first and most obvious thing is that the boxes are both different sizes and have different illustrations. And there's quite a few differences in the games, actually. So I'm going to be showing you the two games sort of side by side, explaining some of the changes and letting you see how they've taken this and evolved it into a really a kind of a different game. So I'm going to be setting 2nd edition will be on this side of your screen. The new printing, the new edition will be on this side of the screen. Let me go ahead and set this up a little bit, and then we're going to discuss it. So first of all, let's talk about some structural ideas, setting up things like that. In the previous edition of the game, you need to figure out the players who are playing, and then you're going to set up the Mortals deck, and this is what you are capturing. In both games, you are employing your monsters, your beasties, to capture foolish mortals. And so in this one, you need to check the rule book right here. How many players are playing? In this case, 4 players. I need 5 cards from 3 sets, and I need 3 assistants. This set, which has this symbol in this corner, is always in play. And then from the other cards, I have teenagers over here, I have these engineers, I have this set with these stakes, and then I have assistants over here. So it's telling me I'm going to need 3 assistants, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to need all of the starting characters, because you always do, and then I need 5 cards from each of these. So I would flip these down, I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's in, and these are out. And then I would go from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same thing, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then shuffle all of this up. And this is the deck of mortals that we are using to play the game. These are the things we are capturing, okay? In this game, you shuffle this deck and you are ready to go. That's it. That's set up for the mortals. Now, over here, to set up the locations for the game, you are going to need to find randomly one of these, the final act locations. They give you 3. Put that down. Then on top of that, from the leftover assistants, it says you are going to put down 2 or 3 based on the player count. For 4 players, we're going to put down 3 of these, like so. Then we pick a random normal location, like that. Put that down. Put 3 more assistants on top of that, and then 1 more location on top of this, which will be revealed momentarily as we start playing. Over here, the scenes behave as basically the locations, and all you do is you shuffle up the deck, and then you reveal 4 of these. You'll be playing 4 rounds in 3 times, basically. So over here, you reveal this one, and you are going to be playing also 3 rounds, each one culminating in someone receiving one of these locations. But the rounds are a little bit longer because you're going to be holding a few more cards. More on that in just 1 second. So there you go. That's a little bit of setup for both. Each player is going to receive their creature cards. We have over here all of the different creature types here based on who you're playing. So let's say for the player at the top of the Clash-O-meter here, they get all of these cards, and then this player would take these cards. Same idea, though you'll see they're actually fairly different. Now, in this game over here, you are going to have 7 cards. In this one, you are going to have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, and they give you 1 alternate card in here that you may choose to swap out with a different card. This card over here is not in your deck normally, but you may choose to replace one in there that matches its value with the new card. So you have a little variability out of the box here, whereas over here you do not have that. You get what you get. And we're going to be taking a look at these creatures right now. Again, I'll remind you the objective here is capturing mortals. And the way that works is we reveal mortals equal to the number of players. We all simultaneously play a creature from our hand, and then ranking those creatures, we each capture a mortal. Some are good, some are bad. You want to avoid the bad ones, right? And so let's go ahead and do that. Actually, first of all, let's just say over here we're going to reveal 4 of these mortals. I did not shuffle this, did I? Let's pretend I shuffled, and it's going to be that, and how about this one? There we go. So 4 of these get revealed over here. And then on this side, we're going to reveal 4 of these mortals just somewhere up here. Okay? There we go. So some similar ideas, an assistant, and some of the other ones, teenagers, things like that. All right? Now, every player would pick a card, and then we would all simultaneously then reveal that played card. But let me go through these because you'll see they're very different. So over here, we've got cards 1 through 8. 0 through 8, with the 0 here being the blob. You play this, and you actually discard another card once you've seen everybody's reveals, and you add the value of that new discard to it. So you turn the blob into a 7 once you've seen what's going on. Swamp Creature here lets you give your mortal that you captured to somebody else because they suck, like the Hunter. The Invisible Man, you can discard one of your captured mortals and get rid of it because it's hurting you. The Mummy here lets you capture immediately if a Kaiju is in play. Kaiju being the number 8 that has no special ability, it's just enormous. But the Mummy cuts in line if somebody else played a Kaiju. The number 4 is the Martian. It captures 2 mortals if possible, so you can take 2 of these at the same time, meaning somebody's going to go without, okay? That might be good or bad for them, actually. The Werewolf, force the player to your right to discard a creature. These are the creatures. They have to discard one of these cards. The number 6 here, the Vampire, negates the ability of the creature to your left. The number 7 is the Beast. You score 3 points if at the end of the round if you're still holding this. If you never played the Beast to fight for one of these mortals, then you'll get 3 points for holding this. And then the number 8, like I said, is just the Kaiju. It's just enormous. You're going to go first. Now, these cards have down here at the bottom 1 no or 1 or 2 dots. And the 1 dot means, hey, there's something that happens before the split. And the 2 dot means that it has an ability that only happens during the split. Now, let's go ahead and put this aside, and let me show you these characters over here. Same thing, but the numbers have changed, and the abilities have changed. So over here we have the Mummy. The Mummy has an ability that gets you 2 of these crystals, and such thing doesn't even exist in this game, but the crystals let you modify stuff, and it moves you to the top of this Clash-O-Meter, okay? The Clash-O-Meter matters when 2 people play the same number. Whoever's highest on the Clash-O-Meter wins it. Makes sense. The difference being, in this game, every time anybody clashes on the Clash-O-Meter, the winner, so say this player and this player clash, this player wins it, takes first, and then goes to the bottom, like so. In this one, we never modify this upon clashing because it's all done through mortals and through these creatures. So it does not automatically fall. That all gets manipulated in-game, okay? And the Mummy does one of those things. It takes your symbol all the way to the top here, so you win clashes when you play the Mummy from that moment on until you're no longer at the top. The Werewolf, you get to take 1 crystal, or you get to give your mortal to any captured mortal that you capture, rather, to another player. We've got number 2 is the Swamp Creature. Your next creature gets +2, and you take one of these tokens to remind you of that. Not something that's in this one, or at least not something that's in this one until an expansion came out for this, which we're not talking about. Number 3 over here is the Man-Eating Plant. Capture 2 mortals. We saw that in the other one with a different creature. Number 4 here is the Invisible Man. You may draw a mortal and capture it face down instead of taking one of these. If you don't want one of these, you can just take whatever's on top of the deck. Number 5 is the Vampire. Cancel the ability on the creature to your left. Same thing. We've seen that in the other one. And then we've got the final one is this. The Monster. After revealing creatures, you get to spend crystals to pump this guy up, +2 for each crystal you discard. Similar to the Blob, but you're not discarding another creature from your hand to pump it up. You're discarding these crystals over here to pump it up. So as you can see, pretty different stuff, and especially considering it brings in a resource that doesn't even exist over here, and then this is being treated very differently, okay? So that is the creatures. Now let's focus a little bit on the hunted, if you would. Talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to be talking about end-of-round stuff and these locations and these locations. In second edition, the mortals don't really do anything besides kind of get captured. And so you've got good ones and bad ones. The hunter's terrible. He loses you 3 points. Diver is a little dangerous, so he loses you 1. The engineers, you don't want to have an odd number because then they're -2. But if you have an even number, each one's worth 3. And then the assistants that you actually keep from round to round are going to give you points based on how many of them you take. And the idea here being, as you take these characters and they give you victory points, this one's amazing. At the end of the round, you are going to do 2 things. You are going to check who has the most of these symbols up here in the cards I've captured. Let's say I captured all of these mortals. I have 3 of those symbols. If I have the most, I get this card, which has either a secret scoring, not secret, I guess special extra scoring, or some ability I'm going to gain. If I don't have the most, then I don't get this card. Obviously, there's only one up for grabs. And then you also figure out your score, and you track that on the scoreboard over here with your bits, with your token, okay? Once that's done, all of the cards are going to get shuffled up again. People keep the assistants, which is why we shuffle in 3 new assistants when we set this up, and then you're ready for the next round. But as you can tell, they don't really do anything else. This is what they do. They get taken, and they give you points. In the new game, the mortals have various things they do across the top, and then this card over here, which is actually double-sided, is what denotes how they score. The scoring is not on them. The scoring is on this card, which does mean potentially they could change this in the future and then have the teenagers, for example, score differently. And, you have different things on both sides. With the idea being, besides taking this character, I'm also going to get that, which is victory points. I'm going to get gems. I'm going to move up to the top of the class show meter. Various different things will happen with the mortals. And so they do things above and beyond the normal just take them and score, as you see over here. This one gets me a +2, which I can spend on another creature. This one moves me to the bottom, so you really don't want him. It moves you to the bottom of the class show meter, and so on and so on. They do have scoring sometimes, as you can see, but that scoring is modified further by this, because you're going to be getting 1 for each of those symbols. Most gets you 2. Least loses you 3. You get 10 points for repair of these characters, and then the teenagers are down here. All right. Now, in this one also, after every single clash, every time we reveal, we're going to be taking mortals from highest to lowest, and then this also goes to the first person to take. So if I play the highest card, and I want to take, I want this one. The archaeologist is good, 4 victory points. Sure, I'll take that one. I also get this. And this location has some scoring or modifier for the rest of the game. In this case, the motel says I get 3 victory points for each combination of these at the end of the game. The power plant, which will be next up for grab, is an immediate, and it gives whoever takes it 3 of these crystals. There's only 4 rounds. Then put out 4 new scenes, 1, 2, 3, 4, for the next round, and then again for a third round, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. So 3 big rounds of 4 cards each. This is similar, 3 rounds, the first location, second location, and then the final act location, but the rounds are a little bit longer because you have more cards in hand. And so as you can see, there's a lot of little differences between the games that add up to big differences. The fact that there's, 3 locations here, but here they're calling them scenes, and there's 12 up for grabs in the whole game. You're constantly getting new abilities. The little abilities are not tied to symbols on the mortals, but just you going earlier. And so you want to modify and customize where you think you're going and which one of these things you'd like to have. That's the idea. The clash meter behaves differently. The mortals behave very differently. And then, of course, the abilities on the monsters, on the Campy Creatures, have changed quite a bit. Plus, you have this new resource here you can spend to modify various things, and the +2s and even +4s on the other side to modify the strength of your creatures. You also get little score pad there. But there you go. That's the idea. Over here, the character you get that is not over there, by the way, is this Demogorgon, which is very cool. And you would replace the value 2, which is the Invisible Man, with the Demogorgon. Though you want to make sure everybody is doing it or everybody is not doing it. People need to have the same character in their deck. So there you go, folks. That is 2nd edition. This is the new printing of Campy Creatures. Very interesting. I do think they feel quite different, and I like the speed of the new one. I like the setup of the new one by far, much more. I think it's a much faster game. The new one can sometimes feel very swingy and very lucky. If you don't get these things, you both don't go first and don't get the best character and don't get this thing, which can sometimes feel like a little bit of a double whammy. But because the game is shorter and feels lighter right now, it seems to be a little less punishing in that way. So there you go. That is Campy Creatures, 2nd edition, new printing, volume 1 there. Thanks for checking this out with me, everybody. I appreciate you watching, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Take care.
Thanks for watching another video here on the Dice Tower. We really appreciate you stopping by and checking our things out. Thanks so much for joining us today. And hey, if you really like what we're doing here at the Dice Tower, then there are different ways to support the Dice Tower. One of those ways is through Patreon. We have links in the description to this video, and we have links to lots of other things we do down there, so definitely check it out. But either way, we're glad you watched us. Tell your friends about the Dice Tower. Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vassell, and I hope you enjoyed this video.